Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast, and this is my reaction to the 2-each draw with Motherwell in the Premiership today. Get 'em out, Sharon. That's about as much as I can really sum up with this, because once again, absolutely baffling decisions by Clement in terms of team selection. Yes, we did improve in the second half, but it really wouldn't be hard. Clement has got to carry the can for this now. There is just too many times that he's making absolutely baffling decisions when it comes to team selection, and it's not paying off. You start with your strongest 11. I don't know how many times he needs to be told this. Too many times he's tinkering with this team. He's not getting enough out of the team when he does tinker with it most of the time. He made 7 changes today for the starting lineup. You can blame the players for a lot of it, because a lot of them, they're just not showing the desire needed. However, is it any wonder that some of them are running about like headless chicken when you're making nonsensical decisions, taking your best players out to give them a rest, and making that many changes when you've not got a settled team, and you certainly don't have a depth of squad with quality enough to do that. We lined up Butland, Tavernier, Sterling, Proper, Ridvan, Raskin, Diamande, Dowell, Cortez, Danilo and Dessers. On the subs bench we had Kelly, Barron, Barami, Matondo, Cherny, Jefty, Igman, King and McCausland. Now, you're taking out Cherny, Jefty and Igman, your best players arguably over the last period there, players that can give you a good outlet. There was a couple of enforced substitutions obviously with Balogun being injured, and Hadji apparently has got a fever. But he waffled in his pre-match press conference before the game about having to rest players. He said that the players didn't feel they could take the 90 minutes, and then he turned around and said that the staff said that they've played too much minutes and I don't think they could play 90 minutes. So what is it? Is it the players coming to you and saying that they can't have another 90 minutes in them, or is it the staff? What is it? It's all well and good resting players for the up-and-coming Celtic game, but much like the game we just played against St Mirren, it's rendered that game absolutely meaningless because you're not getting the result in the first game in the first place. So once again we've failed in that case. Not a lot to write home about in the first half. We started off fairly brightly, not doing really that much, and then in the 16th minute we went 1-0 down. A long kick out from the Motherwell keeper. Proper tries to header it away, comes off the Motherwell player and back towards another Motherwell player who passes the ball forward. Proper too busy trying to claim for a handball. Sterling chasing back. Motherwell player gets the ball and slides the ball under the left side of Butland. Once again, Butland absolutely flapping at his low left side. Claims for handball. I've no idea what the rules are these days. Some folk are saying it was a clear handball. Other folks say no because there was a 1-2 afterwards. I've no idea. Did it hit off the underside of his arm? Yes, it did. But to me, it was from close range from the header from Proper, and it was in by his side. Whether that plays any part of it, I have no idea with the handball rules now. So should it have been ruled out? I have no idea. There was a VAR check on the 29th minute after Raskin goes down in the box on the turn. No penalty given. I would love to see it again. To me, there was connection there. Maybe it was just the pace of him, I don't know. And then we went 2-0 down on the 35th minute. Long high ball into the box from the right, header to the edge of the box to the Motherwell player, who heads it down to another Motherwell attacker who turns, and a great shot into the back of the net. Nobody tight marking, nobody putting tackles in. Another long high ball into the box. Need I say more? Motherwell could have made it a couple more after that. Not really much to write home about. Into half time, drastic changes needed. Dessers and Dowell off. Cherny and Igman came on. Now, Dessers and Dowell offer you nothing. It's quite clear that. Why they were drafted in for this game, I do not know. Cherny and Igman, for players that supposedly couldn't last the 90 minutes, they were needing rested, they're coming on at this in this half. And amazingly, 2 of your best players in your team make an instant impact. 48th minute, Igman with a snapshot on the edge of the box just wide of the right post, and he actually scores 2 minutes later on the 50th minute. A cross in from the right from Cherny, knocked away by the head of the Motherwell defender to Danilo, who shoots, deflected off the post into the path of Igman, who shoots high into the net. There was a VAR check, but it was ruled on. One of our players did look in an offside position, but it was ruled onside. I think one of the other Motherwell defenders were playing him on. 53rd minute, Lennon Miller given a yellow card for a stud showing challenge, and it caught the ankle. I can't remember who it was of one of our players. VAR check to maybe upgrade it to a red card. It stays a yellow. To me, It could have been quite easily a red card, that one there. Kettlewell, the Motherwell manager, gets a yellow card for arguing with the ref, presumably over the check. No idea what he was complaining about there. It was ruled in his favour anyway. And then Kettlewell on the 57th minute was given a red card after just being given that yellow card for arguing presumably about the same thing. No idea what he was on about there. 58th minute, Motherwell had the ball in the back of the net directly from a corner, which Butland put into the back of his own net. Butland was having an absolute shocker this game. The Motherwell attacker was tight on him. He did put his arm across him. It goes to a VAR check, no goal. For me, it was harshly chopped off. One of these situations where I don't think the Motherwell player done a lot wrong there. Keepers get far too much protection. Butland was absolutely garbage at this point here, so I think we were maybe lucky with that one there. 63rd minute, Motherwell had the ball in the back of the net again after a free kick was floated into the box. It was headed off the bar by the attacker, back out to the Motherwell player who shoots it, saved by the foot of Butland, back out to the Motherwell player who shoots it into the back of the net. There was a long VAR check which rules it offside. The initial player who headed it was clearly offside. There was absolutely no need for it to go that long, but this is Scotland after all. 65th minute, Cortez off, Matondo on. 68th minute, we drew level with Igman scoring a second. The ball was fed to Igman just inside the box from midfield, switches free and has a superb shot from the left side into the bottom right corner. What a goal. 73rd minute, ball passed into the Motherwell box, deflected into the path of Cherney in the middle, who has a shot on the left, cleared off the line. I'm skipping past a few minor points here because there was not a lot that happened after that. 90th minute, Diamande off, Barami on, and there was 10 minutes of injury time due to so many VAR checks. I've no idea what the referee and the VAR team were playing at today. Yes, have VAR checks, but the amount of time they taken over the checks. I know we were talking about the Celtic game, how they just brushed over it and they spent less than 20 seconds on it, but there needs to be a happy medium. In fairness though, I would much rather them debate it for a good few minutes rather than just gloss over it, but when there's certain things that are so clear cut, no idea why they're taking so long over that. And that's how the game ended out. So another 2 points dropped. It should have been 3 points dropped because we were just garbage. As I said, maybe an unfair goal chopped off for Motherwell. They maybe scored a goal that could have been ruled off, but you know, it's just not good enough in the slightest. I don't think anybody knows what Clement is playing at. You play your strongest 11, as I said. It's just keeping pressure on the players constantly by not giving them the tools that they need. Yes, some of the players need to have a look at themselves as well, but it's quite clear when you've got a manager that inept with certain things, sometimes you'll be forgiven to think that players don't have a clue what's happening. So not a great way to end 2024. The next game coming up was obviously against Celtic on the 2nd. As much as it's Ibrox, there's going to be fully Rangers fans there. I do not hold out a lot of hope. Then again, we do seem to raise our game for the bigger games, but I'm sorry, I think there needs to be a manager change before that, and this is where we see if our new CEO earns his bread for that one. So Dave and I will be back probably after that game. Dave's working too much, I think, before we can get a podcast out there, but we'll be back with a post-match after that game and a main pod after that one. So all that's left to say is hope that doesn't dampen your New Year celebrations when they come. I do hope you all have a good New Year. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for listening and goodbye.